questions from the same interview every year to the day, exactly 1 year apart, to see how her answers have changed and how she has kind of grown as a person and as an artist. And I always thought that it is so cool. I think they're on their 4th one by now, maybe 5th year, but I always watch them and I think that they're so cool, and so I kind of wanted to do a parody, if you will, and do my own version, but of course not with an interview. So I figured I would use my first ever Q&A. Well, technically it was my second, but it was the first long one that I did on my channel. And we're going back to 2016. I believe when I shot that video, I was finishing up my sophomore year of college, which is crazy. So that means that I was 19. I'm 25 now. So the answers will definitely be different. It's a very long video, that first video that I did, so I'm not going to do every question because then this video would be about 2 hours long, but I picked a good number of questions and we are going to answer them in this video and put them side by side and see how things and how I have changed. So I'm really excited about this video. Even if it doesn't do well and it's a flop and it sounds better in my mind, that's okay, because it's been fun to make and to kind of look back at that old video and watch 19-year-old me. I would say at that point, when I was 19, I didn't really know who I was yet. I was kind of a late bloomer in that department. And around 19, 20 is when I really started to figure out, well, I guess that's not even that late. I think that's when people start to come into their own. But anyway, that's when I was really learning who I was and what I was about and what I liked and what I didn't like. And so this will be interesting. So without further ado, let's just get started. So on a regular night when I don't film like tonight, my night routine is usually do homework until I can't do it anymore or I don't have anything else to do, and then I will shower, and then depending on the time I will watch an episode or two of whatever show I'm keeping up with at the time, and then I will just slip into bed and watch ASMR videos until I fall asleep. My nighttime routine, well, recently it's changed a bit. I have changed my work schedule within the last few months, as some of you may know, and now I get home from work about 11:30 p.m. or so, and so immediately when I walk through the door, put my coat away, my lunch bag, all that stuff, and then immediately comfy clothes, unless there are days where I'll take 2 showers in a day because I don't want to do my hair in the morning, because if you know, you know, and it takes a while, and sometimes I'd rather just do it at night. So on days like that, I'll come home, jump in the shower, wash my hair, style it, blow it out, and then get into bed, and I either will watch a little bit of Netflix or ASMR videos, kind of one or the other. FaceTime my boyfriend for a little bit just to check in and say hi. And so on a night like that, I'll probably go to bed around 2 o'clock. But on nights when I don't do my hair, maybe like 1 o'clock-ish. So because I get home so late now, it's usually a little bit more of a late night, but there's not much time to do much at that time of night, so my night routine is pretty short now. Okay, my homemade garlic mashed potatoes my homemade baked macaroni and cheese, and probably that dessert that I showed you guys how to make a few weeks ago, about a month ago. Everyone really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. That thing was amazing. So yeah, those are the three things I think. Within the last year or two, I would say I've gotten really into cooking, especially like back in 2020 when quarantine started, which is crazy to think that was 2 years ago now, almost. I had no choice but to cook at home and learn how to make healthy meals at home. So 3 things I would say: my salmon. I make broiled salmon, which is so good. It's one of my favorite things ever to make. I also make this sheet pan bake, which has chicken, sausage, broccoli, and sweet potatoes, and you toss them all in a balsamic vinaigrette, and just roast them essentially all in the same sheet pan. And it's so simple, but it's so good, and it's such a good meal prep meal. That's one of my favorite meals, like, ever. And then for the third one, I kind of want to say a dessert, because like dessert is like yummy, right? But I don't really bake too much, so I guess I'll say I make these like taco. It's like turkey. It's like turkey meat, but they're like lettuce bowl tacos, and you cook the meat in like taco seasoning and a bunch of other spices, and then you add cheese, tomatoes, onions, whatever you want, like a taco essentially, but instead of a taco shell, you put it in like a romaine lettuce boat, and it's so good. I haven't had that in a while either. That's really good. So those are the 3 things that come to mind, but I'm sure that there are more, but we'll stay with those for now. Yeah, absolutely. 5 years, I'll be 24. I plan on doing ASMR for as long as I can. Obviously I know as I get older, life is gonna get busier, and you know, I'll be going on to new things, hopefully. But for as long as I can, and if that's maybe 5, 10 years, who knows, I want to do it for as long as I can, because I really enjoy being a part of this community. So, well, in 5 years, I will be 30. That's weird. So will I be doing ASMR when I'm 30? To be honest, I don't know. As of right now, I still love making ASMR videos. I love YouTube creation in general. In 5 years, I would like to be, hopefully, you know, starting a family of my own. And so, from what I hear, mom life is pretty hectic. I don't know if I'll be a mom by 30, but let's just say. So will I be making regular ASMR videos 2 days a week? I can't say yes or no, but for right now, I still love it. And regardless, I think I will always be putting content out on YouTube. It just may not be ASMR, but I like the idea of documenting, maybe in vlog style, you know, my life and that part of my life to be able to look back on way down the line. So I think I will be somewhere on the internet still interacting with you guys if you want. Will it be ASMR? I don't know, but we will have to just wait and see. Again, a small thing would be like someone sitting next to me or behind me chewing their gum like a cow. And a bigger thing would be like people who lie, like people who lie to your face and like don't feel bad about it, or when someone says that they're gonna do something or that something is gonna happen and then it doesn't happen, or they just don't follow through on what they say, irritates me. I don't like, if you don't know for sure that something is gonna happen, don't promise it to people because it just leaves room for disappointment. My biggest pet peeve, I would still say, is when somebody commits to doing something and then at the very last minute they don't follow through. You know, like I said back in the original video, if you can't for sure promise something, don't promise it. But to that, I would also add, I'm gonna add another pet peeve, and I would say close-mindedness. When people have the mentality that just because somebody else's opinion is different than my own, they're automatically wrong. I hate that way of thinking. I am very big on seeing other people's point of view and like, okay, well, what makes them feel that way? They don't agree with me, but let me try to figure out why, what's going on in their head that is making them think that, because I want to try to understand. But people who just automatically shut down things that they either don't know about or don't understand or maybe don't agree with, I don't like that very much, and I try not to be like that. So I feel like if everybody was more open-minded, I just feel like there'd be a lot more harmony in the world. Just my opinion. It would be Nick Jonas, and I'm not even ashamed to say that. He's another one. I've been in love with that guy since I was like 11 or 12. He is just beautiful. He is talented. He's beautiful. Yeah. Everybody say it with me. Who is the one famous person that Sam would like to meet one day? Nick Jonas. That answer will probably never ever change, and I'm okay with that. So I got this question a few times in here actually, asking whether I would make a separate vlogging or lifestyle channel, which is really surprising to me because I don't think of myself as being relatively interesting, which sounds bad, but I've just never thought of that. But the more I think about it, the more I want to do it, and I think I will. Just not right now, at least maybe towards the end of the summer. I don't know, I just kind of want to focus on this channel a bit more, build a solid foundation. Well, we have a solid foundation, but I'd like to grow it a little bit more and put all of my intention on this channel, and then in the future we'll see what happens. But on that note, if you do want me to make a separate channel, or you think that that would be fun, let me know what you would want to see on that channel, like whether you would want just like a lifestyle thing. I'm nowhere near good enough with makeup to do those kinds of videos, so probably not that, but like I could do, I don't know, some challenges or like lifestyle tips. I'd probably do a lot of vlogs, probably like a lot of behind the scenes stuff as far as filming goes. So yeah, give me some ideas. So it's funny, back then I think I had this idea that if I made a second channel I would have to be super consistent with it, post every week or more than once a week, and at the time that was like unimaginable, and it still is unimaginable. However, if you didn't know, I do have a vlog channel, or a second channel if you will. They're not all vlogs on that channel, but I do have a second channel that I post on whenever I feel like it. Really, I don't feel pressured to post regularly like I do on this channel. I don't mean pressure in a bad way, but just, you know, this is my main channel that I focus on, and the other one is just for fun. It's non-ASMR, it's more I guess personal things, next 2 years I'll still be in college. Hopefully I'll be working or doing some sort of internships or something like that. And then I haven't decided whether I want to get my master's degree yet, because in my field it's not really necessary, but I haven't decided yet. So hopefully by the third year I will kind of have an idea of where I'll be working and just kind of have a steady job. Hopefully that's every college student's dream. 1 to 3 years. So I'm 25, so 3 years will be 28. Biggest goal is living in a place of my own, one that I own. That is my main goal that I am currently working towards now, as many of you probably know. So I definitely see myself living not here, although I love this house, my family's house, but I see myself living elsewhere. As far as my job, in 1 year, I don't know if I'll be somewhere else. Right now, I'm pretty comfortable where I am, and my hard work is actually being noticed and appreciated in more ways than one, if that makes sense. However, I don't want to get too comfortable there where I am gonna be there like forever. That's gonna be my forever job until I retire. No. But I'm at a place right now where if I were to leave, I would be doing it because maybe I feel pressured to, but not necessarily because I want to, if that makes sense. So in the next 3 years, if the time comes, I feel like I'll know when the time is right to leave, and if that doesn't happen in the next 3 years, that's okay too, as long as I stay on the path that I'm going on. And the last thing I would add, like I was talking about before, you know, making my way towards starting a family. I don't think I would like children in the next 3 years yet, but, you know, working my way towards a family, if that makes sense. So, She's the Man. That's like a movie that I know every line, and it just never, ever gets old. It's just so funny. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. It's with Amanda Bynes and Channing Tatum. She's the Man is definitely still one of my favorite movies. I'm due to watch it soon. It's been a while. And then to that, I would say besides my favorite comedy, my favorite drama is A Walk to Remember with Mandy Moore and Shane West. I can watch that movie over and over, and it still makes me emotional at the end, and it's just, in my book, it's a classic. So those two movies for sure. Last concert I went to was at my school, actually, 2 weeks ago. We had artists go to different universities and things like that. We had a concert on the 30th of April, I think, and it was a good time. The last concert, I believe, was when I saw the Jonas Brothers the summer of 2019 at Madison Square Garden. So, a little more than 2 years ago. I think, because that was like pre-COVID, and then I don't think I've been to a concert since. And as far as a sporting event, I couldn't even tell you. I saw my Big Fat Greek wedding too a little while ago, and it was really good. It brought back memories of watching the first one when I was younger. The most recent movie that I've seen was actually in the theaters literally the other day, and I went to see A Journal for Jordan with Michael B. Jordan, and I don't know the main actress's name, but I went to see it the other day in theaters, and it was actually really good. Very heavy, very emotional. I cried twice, but it was really good movie, really well done. We all know Michael B. Jordan's a great actor, and the actress, I believe it was her first leading role and she was great too. I smiled, I laughed, I cried, and I feel like a movie that could do that is a good movie. So I would recommend it if you haven't seen it yet. Okay, not that many. Florida, Illinois, Maryland, Jersey, Connecticut. Did I say Michigan? I don't remember which ones I mentioned now. But I haven't been to the western side, but I've been to a lot of places in the eastern side. Okay, let's see. I'll probably miss a few, but Connecticut, New York, Jersey, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Florida, Vermont, California, Illinois, South Carolina. That might be it. I'm not including states that I've like driven through because I feel like that doesn't count. Alaska, and I think that's it. If I'm missing one, it's probably like literally one, but those are like the main ones. So, well, I'm a full-time student, so during the school year I don't really work, but over the summer I work in the catering business. So you guys know that I'm not going to actually tell you specifically where I work, but as of right now I am a studio director for a news station. So basically what I do, you know, when you watch the news and anchors have earpieces in, they're listening to their director and their producer in the control room, so they're hearing my voice telling them where to look, when to speak, when not to speak, and I push all the buttons to make the news go onto your TV, not your TV specifically, but you know what I mean. When the lower thirds or the banners or the CGs with the description of the story comes up, I do that. I move cameras, operate cameras. I do some editing, video editing. Yeah, and I'm the little voice in our anchors, reporters, and meteorologists' ears. That is me. So. No, but I want to so bad. I actually have a friend that's moving out to California soon, I think, and I'm gonna go visit him. I don't know when, but I want to go and I'm excited. So at this point, yes, I've been to California and the LA area twice. The first time was my spring break of my senior year of college. That was really fun. I went for a long weekend and we did like the major touristy things. You know, the Hollywood Walk, we went to the Hollywood Sign, we went to just places in that area. We went to the beach. We found a couple of, you know, clubs that were open in the area at the time, and it was really fun. And then most recently, this past October, actually just a couple months ago, I went to California. It was actually in the Valencia area of California, which is like an hour away from LA. It's not far, for a wedding, and we made a little vacation out of it, and so we were there for 5 days, 4 nights, and it was one of the most fun trips I have ever taken. We explored, you know, non-touristy parts of LA, and I have a vlog about it on my second channel. I have to plug it if you want to see my California trip. It's on my second channel. We had a lot of fun. The wedding was perfect. The weather was perfect. And I would love, love, love to go back there because it was amazing and so much fun. So it's always different. I've been going to bed really late lately, like 1 in the morning. It's 12:50 right now, so I probably won't be going to bed until like 2. work nights, I would say anywhere between 12:30 and 2:30 a.m. So again, it depends on one, how much energy I have when I get home from work, whether I need to do my hair that night or not. Sometimes I come home and I film a video, so that takes time. Sometimes I come home and just edit if I didn't finish editing earlier in the day. And then other nights, like last night, I was so tired and I wanted to get straight in bed. I got ready, washed my face, brushed my teeth, got in bed, and threw on YouTube for just a few minutes and went to bed. So it really is always different. And then the weekends, much later than that usually. Short term is to do really well at all my finals, and a long term goal, I guess what I said before, just to have a steady job that I like and to be successful and happy no matter where I end up. Short term goal, I feel like a broken record, but to be a homeowner, have my own place that I own myself. Long term goal, I would say to have a family. Yep, pretty short and sweet. I don't know if I'd ever get tattoos just because I like change, and I really, really don't think that I could have something permanently inked into my skin for the rest of my life. So I don't know about tattoos. Probably not. That's why I like to get piercings, even though I have 5 piercings. But because you can take those out and change them and stuff. That answer has changed. Yep, I got my first tattoo January of last year, the end of January, so coming on a year ago almost, January 20 something, and I don't regret it. I still love it, and it's funny because I kind of forget that it's there sometimes, and then I see it in like a picture or a video and I'm like, oh yeah, I have that, and I still love it, because from my point of view I can't see it unless I literally go like this, which I like that about it. And I do want one more. I want my grandmother's handwriting along the side of my foot. She always used to write like in cards and such, 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪, which is a way of saying I love you, I guess, or like I care for you in Italian. And so I have a picture of it, of her handwriting. I just have to actually go get it done, but that's gonna be my next tattoo, and then after that I'll probably be set. But yeah. Background noise. I have a street right there. I have neighbors up there, and that way, and they're very loud, even at 1 in the morning sometimes, which I don't understand. People should be sleeping. But background noise for sure. And I have a dog that likes to walk around and she makes a lot of noise too. The most difficult part about making ASMR videos lately has been coming up with ideas. Honestly, there are so many ASMR videos and ASMR content creators on YouTube right now. It's insane in a good way, but there's a little bit more pressure now to focus on making videos that are gonna grab people's attention, because there are so many videos out there to watch, whereas 6 years ago there weren't as many. There were a lot, but not as many. So I would say coming up with videos lately has been the hardest part, but background noise is definitely still up there. Not always, like today is like pin silent, that's not a saying, but you know what I mean. So silent, you can hear a pin drop. I think that's where I got that from. Anyway, but sometimes, like during the spring, summer, when we have like people cutting the grass or whatever, then, or if my family's home, then yes, background noise is definitely still a difficult part of filming videos, but more than that, I would say coming up with the actual content. I've never broken a bone or anything. I fell down the stairs my sophomore year of high school and I sprained my foot, and patches for like 5 days, and it was really swollen and purple. But that was it. Still never broken a bone. I'm gonna incorporate like just like surgeries in this, because I don't know if you would say that this is an injury, but it's the worst hospital doctor experience that I've had, which was getting my wisdom teeth out. That was, oh gosh, I don't even know at this point, 3 years ago, a little less, 2.5 maybe. That was rough. I did all 4 at the same time. And if you're squeamish, maybe fast forward just like a little bit. The bottom ones were growing into my jaw bone or something like that, so the dentist had to shave down my jaw on both sides in order to get the teeth out. So my wisdom teeth experience was a little bit worse than what it normally would be for someone that didn't have to go through that. So that was rough. I was swollen for about 8 days, and then after the swelling went down, I had bruising all down here. It was purple, and then it was yellow, and it looked like someone beat me. Luckily, I was still freelancing at the time. I wasn't full-time, so I was able to just stay home for 9 days and not have to see anybody, which was nice. But that was by far the worst procedure injury that I've ever had. That was not fun. It was necessary, but it was not fun. So guys, those were all the questions that I pulled from that first video. I'm really excited to sit down and edit this video and see how it goes. I hope that you guys enjoy it. I was so excited when I came up with this idea. I haven't seen anyone do a parody of this actual kind of, like the Billie Eilish interview in ASMR form. If there is one that exists and I've missed it, then leave like a link or something to it down below. But to my knowledge, I haven't seen one, so I hope that it goes well. I hope I can figure out how to edit it decently, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And if it goes well, then I'll answer the same questions next year, and we'll do this every year and see how things change. I think that could be exciting.